Jake Paul is at it again. I want to be completely transparent. I do not see myself excluded from any of what I'm going to say Jake Paul should have done. I'm also not here to be a salty drama channel and talk shit every time Jake Paul does something stupid. I don't have the time for that. I am here to talk about what he did wrong and why he is deterring a movement that fights for the livelihood of black people. I am using my privilege, my platform, and Jake Paul as an example to talk about how we need to do better and change. The 11-year-olds who watch his videos do not have the ability to think for themselves, and they don't see that what he did was wrong. They see him as their idol, and his behavior is so dangerous and such a bad example to set for children. So, as a disclaimer, if you came here to troll and flood my comments about how you worship the ground that Jake Paul walks on, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. You don't care about his behavior or how it negatively affected the Black Lives Matter movement. I am going to be breaking up this video into 3 parts, so let's get into it. On the night of May 30th in Scottsdale, Arizona, Jake Paul was seen vlogging an act of mall looting, engaging, and documenting the experience. You can check out all the videos on Twitter, but I'm going to highlight some of the important parts for you here.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh shit! Oh my god, it's getting crazy. Oh.
I look like Jake Paul.
It does, right? No, that's Logan.
Oh, Logan Paul?
Yeah, Logan Paul.
Huh? I swear to God.
I swear to God.
Yo, Logan.
Yo, Logan. Wait. Yeah, go.
Here are some things to take note of. Jake Paul is handed a bottle of vodka from a broken into P.F. Chang's, and he takes it. He doesn't tell them to stop. He doesn't tell them to leave, and the fact that he's not looting himself, that's not important. We all know that bystanding is just as bad. If you're going to watch someone commit a crime and not say anything, you are just as bad as the person committing the crime. Later, he's seen walking around the mall saying this.
Yeah, shit's going down. Shit is going down.
You can't deny this guy's celebrity status. He could be using his platform to uplift black voices and be an ally, but instead, do you want to know what he's doing instead? He's running around with looters and not trying to stop them. Not using his privilege as a white man to help the movement, give them a voice, and tell these people to stop. This is from Jake Paul's Instagram story.
Look at him pointing guns at me right now. Look at. Bro, swear to God. No cat. That's tear gas, bro. Fuck you guys. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Fuck y'all.
Okay, so he got tear gassed. My God. He is running around being a fucking delinquent, a grown-ass adult, and he's complaining about how he did nothing wrong. Sir? You were hyping them up. You were running around with them. You were never seen protesting with people or telling them the Black Lives Matter or telling them to stop. You didn't do anything right. What were you there to do? Peacefully protest? Because, I don't know, from the looks of it, when the windows of a P.F. Chang's get broken into, that doesn't look very peaceful to me. And this is the best part. They aren't even protesting either. They're not chanting, they're not marching, they're not, there with signs talking about how, Black Lives Matter, how police brutality is wrong. This is the part that kills me. He adds a rest in peace George Floyd at the end of that video, almost as an afterthought. The death of a black man, of every black life that has been taken because of police brutality is not something that you can use to get clout. Did you forget why you were there in the first place? White people, we have the luxury to not go. We have the choice. We have a choice to not go protest. We have a choice to say all lives matter or Black Lives Matter. We have a choice to help. Black people don't have that luxury. They don't have that privilege. This is their life. This is their brothers and sisters and uncles and friends and strangers. These are people. Humans. Jake Paul was not there marching with protesters, with people who need their voices uplifted. You know what he was doing? He was running around, being a delinquent, hanging out with some looters, talking about how shit's going down. He didn't stop them. He didn't try to help. And for him to add rest in peace George Floyd at the end of that, it's fucking disgraceful. And why am I not lighting the ass of everyone else who is there on fire? Why am I not calling out all the other people who were actually doing the looting? If you saw my Twitter feed, you would know that I am always condemning the white people and the police who were often starting the rioting and the looting. Jake Paul is a celebrity. He could have told those people to stop, and that what they were doing in no way helps the memory of George Floyd, no way helps the Black Lives Matter movement. But he didn't do that, did he? Tell me, how does breaking into a P.F. Chang's and stealing vodka help Black Lives Matter protests? How is that enacting change? How is that fighting against police brutality?
These fucking idiots tear gassed me. I ain't doing shit, bro.
America is in ruins, but you go around and run rampant with your vlog camera trying to catch it all for clout. You don't see the privilege you have. You go around and cause trouble and then want to double back on it to look like you were on the right side, to look like you were protesting, to trying to help the movement. You don't care about the movement. You care that you got caught. Here is what Jake Paul had to say on Twitter on May 31st, the night after the incident, and I'm going to take this apart bit by bit. To be absolutely clear, neither I nor anyone in our group was engaged in any looting or vandalism. For context, we spent the day doing our part to peacefully protest one of the most horrific injustices our country has ever seen, which led to us being tear-gassed for filming the events and brutality that were unfolding in Arizona. We were gassed and forced to keep moving on foot. We filmed everything we saw in an effort to share our experience and bring more attention to the anger felt in every neighborhood we traveled through. We were strictly documenting, not engaging. I do not condone violence, looting, or breaking the law. However, I understand the anger and frustration that led to the destruction we witnessed, and while it's not the answer, it's important that people see it and collectively figure out how to move on in a healthy way. We are all doing the best we can to be helpful and raise awareness. This is not the time to attack each other. It's the time to join together and evolve. Okay, you may not have done the bare minimum of not looting a store, but you stood by and let it happen. You didn't stop them. Bystanding is just as bad. Nowhere did you post about protesting on your socials. Nowhere have you visibly donated money to BLM or the NAACP or any charity involved with the movement. You haven't encouraged your fan base to help. You haven't shared any petitions. You haven't signed any petitions that I know about. And if you have, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But Jake, you cannot go say you were protesting when you were caught on camera with people who were looting a store and not doing anything to stop them. Nowhere did you speak about the injustice that is happening, about police brutality, about Black lives until you were caught doing something bad. You turn around and you talk about how you got tear gassed for looting, or not looting in your case. Do you know how many Black people have been abused, tear gassed, shot at, and murdered for just trying to protest? For trying to live? You claim you were just documenting. For what? To share your experience? Newsflash! No one cares about your experience.
Hey guys, I just wanted to add a quick tidbit here. In Jake's statement, he says that they were tear gassed and they were chased down. And I just want to say that's a mistake that a lot of white people make when talking about this issue, is they focus a lot on what happened to them and don't focus on the actual reason they're there, which is police brutality. And white people experience police brutality far, far, far less than Black people. I also wanted to say that in his statement, he talks about the injustice, whatever issues are happening, and he doesn't name explicitly what they are. White people, white allies tend to take a cop-out, and they don't want to get, quote-unquote, too political. That's an issue that we make. We need to be quote unquote political. This is an issue with human lives at stake. If you're uncomfortable by it, you should be, and we need to call out the people in charge and do our part to make change. That being said, back to the video.
How about instead of that, you do what the rest of us are doing? You donate, you sign and share petitions, you uplift the voices of Black people. Because you know, when racism and microaggressions happen to people of color, it's every day, bro. You have the privilege to say you're just documenting for a vlog and use it as a cop-out. You have the privilege to not be chased after by the police. You have the privilege to just get tear gassed. But for Black people, it's so much worse. If you open up Twitter, you will see that even during a protest, when people are being peaceful, the police still target Black protesters. People are still being shot at and killed, and you're going around with looters and rioters, not even bothering to tell them to rethink their actions. I'm going to be taking Jake's last statement from that post, and I'm going to be talking about it separately. Here's where it gets tricky, and I understand people are probably already thinking this. Why is it bad for Jake Paul to get caught with looters, but when it's done at other protests, it's okay? When looting and rioting is done at protests, it is often done by white people who are not even with the movement itself, as is the case with Jake Paul, or police who want to A, frame the protesters and make them look bad, and B, deter the movement. Here's a video from Twitter of white people breaking windows, looting, and rioting, and Black protesters telling them to stop. So when rioting and looting is done at protests, buildings can come back, lives can't. Peace was tried, but nothing came from it. When Colin Kaepernick took a knee, that wasn't right. When peaceful protests happened, that wasn't right. When social media was flooded with hashtags, that wasn't right. No matter what Black activists do to change a racist system that was built to disadvantage them, it is never right, it's never good enough, and nothing is done. White people in positions of privilege need to stop telling people of color what is acceptable behavior, like Jake does in that statement. Because it wasn't until a target was set on fire that the movement got attention. Black voices are constantly silenced, and it's time that we fucking listen and we change our system. Also, tidbit, was America not founded on violence? Do we not teach the Boston Tea Party as an amazing act of rebellion against a tyrannical government? Suffragists? Stonewall? We only say that violence, rioting, looting is okay in activism when it fits into the mold of what white people choose as good. Tamika Mallory explains it well.
Those people who are in positions of power, I don't give a damn if they burn down Target. Because Target should be on the streets with us, calling for the justice that our people deserve. Talk about it, Tamika. Where was AutoZone at the time when Philando Castile was shot in a car, which is what they actually represent? Where were they? So if you are not coming to the people's defense, then don't challenge us when young people and other people who are frustrated and instigated by the people you pay. You are paying instigators to be among our people out there throwing rocks, breaking windows, and burning down buildings. And so young people are responding to that. They are enraged, and there's an easy way to stop it. Arrest the cops. Charge the cops. Charge all the cops. Not just some of them, not just here in Minneapolis. Minneapolis, charge them in every city across America where our people are being murdered. Charge them everywhere. That's the bottom line. Charge the cops. Do your job. Do what you say this country is supposed to be about, the land of the free for all. It has not been free for black people, and we are tired. Don't talk to us about looting. Y'all are the looters. America has looted black people. America looted the Native Americans when they first came here. So looting is what you do. We learned it from you. We learned violence from you. We learned violence from you. The violence was what we learned from you. So if you want us to do better, then damn it, you do better.
And I know, I'm here in my bedroom, I'm safe, and like a lot of other white people, we have the luxury of not choosing to go out on the streets. We have the luxury that we don't need to fight for our livelihood. Their voices have been silenced for too long. MLK himself said that rioting is the language of the unheard. It's time we listen. Our job at these protests as white people is to protect the protesters, to listen to them and keep the peace, because this isn't about you, Jake Paul. I posted a video update on Sunday about the fundraiser. I wanted to let you guys know that I raised the donation amount to $500. I know I don't have a very big platform, but I want to at least reach half that. And I'm going to be doing my campaign for Black Lives Matter, for the charity, all month long, because I'm not a big platform. If you guys want to donate, I have the link below. I will also be linking different charities that need donation funds, petitions that need to be signed, and GoFundMes for Black business owners who need help because their businesses were looted. I know I'm not exempt from my own privilege. I'm educating myself every day, and I encourage you guys to educate yourselves too. One of the biggest things we can do, aside from donating, signing, sharing petitions, listening to Black voices, is to educate ourselves. And I want to give a quick shout out to my friends Vicky and Belle for helping me with this video. This was not just me. They are a huge part of helping me revise this, and I want to say thank you. Also, one last thing, on my streams this month, I'm going to be taking some time at the beginning of every stream before the gameplay to talk about different resources, different material, different ways to educate ourselves on how we can help and how we can be a better ally. Disclaimer, I'm not an expert. I'm just going to be doing this to the best of my ability, but I'm always willing to answer questions if you guys have them. Allyship starts with listening and being active. And we all need to do better, not just Jake Paul. All of us. Black Lives Matter,